Samoritz, it's a byword for wealth and glamour. A place for the rich and super rich to come out and play, as they have every winter for the past 25 years at the Cartier Polo World Cup on snow. The tournament's a chance to see 4 teams, each boasting an impressive handicap of between 20 and 22 goals, demonstrating red-hot skills in an ice-cold arena. Teams sponsored by prestigious brands Cartier, Bank Julius Baer, Maybach, and long-time polo sponsor Brioni, a company named after the Adriatic Islands where aristocrats have played the game since the 1920s.
Since that time, polo was considered one of the most exclusive game in the world. So that's the link, the exclusivity of the polo and the exclusivity of the brand.
Of course, there's no little irony that on the same weekend as some were poloing and partying it up in Samoritz, less than 50 kilometers away, an altogether more downbeat gathering in Davos was contemplating the global financial crisis at the World Economic Forum.
Over the next 3 years, the best I can see is only 2.5% average growth in the world. That's a near recession outcome over that 3-year period, a halving of the global growth rate. Recovery when it comes later this year, early next year, anemic at best.
Despite evidence to the contrary in Samoritz, the $270 billion luxury goods market hasn't escaped the global downturn untouched. Growth in 2008 stood at just 2%, down from over 6% in 2007. Not great, but not disastrous either.
Last quarter of the 2008 was quite negative, and but it was finally not a bad year, much better as forecasted.
I'm happy to say that 2008 was almost in line with 2007, that for Brioni it was a record year.
Meanwhile, the weather on finals day could barely be compared to the preceding 3 days of sunshine, with conditions as bitter and bleak as the state of the global economy. Albeit an economy where the luxury goods market remains surprisingly upbeat about its future, and particularly prospects in the east.
The border between the two worlds, the meridian that is close to Istanbul and St. Petersburg, whatever it is on the left of on the map is strongly hit by the crisis, the consumption crisis. Whatever is on the right side, with the exception of Japan, is doing quite well.
We are applying what we call the new Silk Road strategy. So after Dubai, Beijing in 2009, we will open Istanbul, Beirut, Shanghai and Singapore.
They are going to be much more important perhaps than the traditional markets who are suffering more in this moment.
He's a machine! He's a machine for Brioni!
Back on the ice, and despite the conditions, over 8,000 fans and at least one dog turned out for a tournament final where Brioni was denied its 3rd consecutive Samoritz trophy in an absorbing match, going down 6 goals to 3.5 to the victorious Julius Baer team.
And there is the goal!
For all involved, it was undoubtedly a shame it had to end, although they will have consoled themselves with the fact that crisis or no crisis, they'll be back to do it all again next year. Because it seems that for those who fancy the high life at high altitude, playtime is still far from over.